Shalom Israel, and a mighty shalom to those pushing this truth in this kingdom. Again, I want to share this scripture with you guys for all those that are out there doing the work. And you can say this before any video just to make sure your focus and your election is sure, right? And you can get rid of these demons of distraction, that brain fart spirit, and stay focused in this thing, right? This is the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 19. And for me that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mysteries of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in bonds, that therein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak, right? Now I'm gonna kind of go quickly in this video because my phone's kind of dying. I think I'm on like 10%, right? But in the last video, if you didn't check it out, go check it out. And it lays out the foundation of who we are as a people, the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics. We are the children of the Most High living God, the Israelites according to this Bible. And I kind of laid out the proofs in that video. In this video, man, I'm gonna go over what the Lord requires of us. The golden question at hand is, how can we get out of our circumstance, right? How can we get out of these curses that I went over in the last video, right? How can we stop getting shot down in the street? How can we come together as a nation and become one nation of people again, right? And chiefly through this Bible is the only way we're gonna get back to that, right? Let's start in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God? And we went over fearing the Lord is having respect to him, right? I gave you the example of if your father told you to do the dishes and you kind of sat on your butt and kept playing the video game, and he kind of came in your room with the belt, you kind of get up quick, right, to do those dishes because you fear your father, but mainly have respect for him, right, in his wrath. Right? To fear the Lord thy God and to walk in all his ways. That's every way that he tells us to walk in this Bible, right? To love him and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good. It's important to know that the stuff that he commands us is for our good. Keep in mind that he is our creator. So if he created us, he knows what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing. He knows what he created our body for, and he knows what he didn't create our body for. He knows what we should be eating and what we shouldn't be eating. So let's get some of these commandments that he gives us that we break on a day-to-day basis and we don't even know it. Right? This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads. This means to go bald, right? That Michael Jordan spirit, right? You're not supposed to have that shiny bald look, right? Especially if you can grow hair. Even if you can grow out that George Jefferson, man. You grow out that George Jefferson. You grow out that cul-de-sac and be a mighty man of the Most High. Neither shall ye use Salaki. Neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard, right? What that means, when you look at the word mar, it means to destroy. So you should always have a beard on your face, right? And we can look into nature and look at a lioness and a lion. We understand that the lion is the one with the mane, right? The lion's not shaving off his mane. And hey, when you run into a lion, a male lion, you see that man, you already know what time it is, right? He ain't playing no games. He's gonna protect his, and he's gonna do it with force. And lions don't back away from nothing, right? And in this truth, we are the lions of this world, right? We are the king of the jungle, and we should always have a healthy beard on our face. And that's why our so-called oppressor wants to do away with our beard, wants to do away with our hair to make us look weak and effeminate. When you look at even in politics, right? I remember after Joe Biden won, they had that one man standing in the gap for the black people, I guess. And he was up there with his glasses, shaved head, bald, and he was crying, man. He was crying because another one of his oppressors got into office, man. Right? And that's folly and madness. Even in the Gillette, and they glorify being shaven and bald in the Gillette commercials, where the dudes are clean cut. That's what they call it in the world, clean cut. And they kind of glorify it. They got the girls falling all over them, right? Because they want you to, like I said in the last video, they're trying to take you from your heritage. And it was all designed, it was all to fulfill prophecy, right? To take you away from being a heritage, to drive you away from your customs and what you did as a people. Even on a health level, it's important to know that we need to keep our beards, because we know as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, when we start shaving and going at our face with all these razors and whatnot, our hair grows curly, And that's why we get all these ingrown hairs and skin disorders and all that, and all these nasty bumps, man. Because we're not supposed to be shaving, man. You're not supposed to be shaving your head, and you're not supposed to be shaving your beard, right? And these are things we got to keep. Let's go to another commandment in the book of Leviticus, chapter 11. Now, this one's going to hurt a lot of us, right? But it's important to know it because it's destroying a lot of us. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7, right? And ye shall not go out, verse 7. And the swine, though he divideth the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Now, what does chewing the cud means? Chewing the cud means you got multiple stomachs within you, a cleaning mechanism that allows you to get the nutrients you need and get rid of the waste, right? A pig doesn't have that, right? A pig, he'll eat anything. He'll eat a dead corpse. He'll eat his own dung, man. You know what I'm saying? His own waste. And a pig doesn't have sweat glands. You got sweat glands to so you can get rid of the toxins out of your body. If you ain't got that, they stay trapped within you, right? That's why the pig is so bad for us. Even on a carnal level, we can understand that the pig, right, especially for again, a sign and a wonder. It only fits one nation of people, right? Because what nation of people is known for getting the gout, known for high blood pressure, known for diabetes, man, but the so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics, right? And the pig is the leading cause of all those diseases, right? And so when he says he commanded us to do things and they're for our good, it's because he created us and he knows what goes in our body and what shouldn't be going in our body. And these are just a few commandments that we break on a day-to-day basis that we can stop doing, and that will strengthen us to becoming back to our nation and our customs again, right? And becoming one, and becoming a set apart people, a special people, right? Even back in the Bible, David's men, right? When they went out, he sent out some soldiers, and they kind of did whatever they wanted to his soldiers, and they sent them back, and half their beards was gone. David said, "Y'all stay outside the city. I don't even want y'all coming back, because if y'all come back, you're gonna be a laughing stock, right? I don't want that for my men. Y'all stay out the city till your beard grows back, and then you come back." Because it was a shame. It was a shame for that to happen, man. There was also the prophet. I forget his name. If you understand his name, or if you know his name, put it in the comments, man. But he was kind of bald in this thing. I think he shaved his head for like a vow or something, right? And the kids was making fun of him because he was bald headed. Because they even understood that that's not nothing that we did. You know what I'm saying? And he was so mad that they was making fun of him that he was bald headed. He was kind of ashamed in that thing, that he looked around. He kind of cursed them, and a she-bear came and destroyed all of them. I think it was like 42 of them, right? So this thing is heavy in this thing. And we got to keep these commandments, man, because they do have a meaning. Whether you think the meaning is legit or not, that's for you to lean not unto your own understanding, right? Understand that we got to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments for our good and for the betterment of our nation, and to come back as our people. Now, these are just some simple commandments that we can follow on a day-to-day basis. And it don't matter if you're a Puerto Rican or black. It doesn't matter if you use these if you eat pork all the time, right? Pork can be pepperoni, ham, bologna, all these meats that aren't good for you. Pork is swine, right? Pork is the pig, right? Even in slavery, they would take the hog and clean it out and give you what they didn't want, right? They would give you the pig intestines, right? That was the end of the stick. And we made it into a delicacy. They call it chitlins now today. Chitterlings. They're pig intestines. You know what go through intestines? Waste, man. And we done made that a delicacy, man. Because our nation has gone to crap, really. You know what I'm saying? And it's time to do away with all that. And I challenge you guys to read more of these commandments, man, because it's 613. Not just 10, it's 613 commandments that we got to keep. We got to come back to our God, and we got to come back to a nation of people and do his laws, statutes, and commandments, right? And with that, and on that, I would say I hope that Spirit bears witness as you listen to this video. Shalom.